Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. How are you? Good to see you. Here we are again. Oh, the days are flying over. It's Thursday already. 21st of November, 34 days till Christmas. 4 weeks on Wednesday. God, I'm not, does anyone feel like me and just not ready at all? I was telling my hairdresser this morning all about that. I haven't got the tree or anything. No presents bought, no cards, no nothing. Going to live dangerously this Christmas. Do it all on Christmas Eve. But anyway, we are here to have some fun with you today. We've got a brilliant day lined up for you, with it being Thursday, of course. You know what is coming later on tonight, live at 5. We have got Cartload. Loads of great deals coming up for you later on Cartload. We've got Star Buys galore. We've got Grab a Bargain deals for you too. Snazzy name. And we've got up to 70% off various items on that show. Check the shop the show if you want to see the deals before we bring those to you a little bit later. This show though, it's a masterclass. One of my favourite shows because you guys do all the hard work. We are relying on you to come up with the questions. We are relying on you to come up with requests for demos because this is your show. And I think a lot of people will be tuning in for this because it is a masterclass on the most popular item that we brought to you on birthday, the LetterPress. So if you bought yours and you have questions, if you have ideas of things that you want to see, get those in over the course of the show and we'll hopefully make it the most interactive masterclass we've done. If you're yet to purchase the letterpress, the good news is we do have various bundles for you. A bundle where you can buy the letterpress with all of the plates, and also we've got all of the plates in individual bundles as well, plus the ink pads. Basically everything that we had available for you on birthday, just not the showstopper. So grab it if you haven't yet got it. If you have got it, fire those questions in. Not just me over the course of the show. Oh no, bringing you the inspiration and hopefully answering all of your questions for you. It is the hottest Scotty, Craig Laird, and we want the interactivity today, Craig, don't we?
We do indeed. We want it in draws. So we've got a couple of hours here so that we can then delve into the letterpress. Now, that's not only just the letterpress, it's the foil press as well, because of course your letterpress panels will work with your foil press and your foil press stamps will work with your letterpress as well. So what we're going to do to start with, we're going to then start off with the basics. We're going to have a look what you get within that main box. We'll stick you through the initial process of letterpress, and then what we can do, hopefully by then your questions are going to be coming in thick and fast, and then we'll follow throughout the rest of the show. We're going to do a little bit of watercolouring, we're going to do a little bit of alcohol colouring. As I said, we'll do a little bit of foil press. We'll do, of course, that letterpress as well. We use the letterpress with the dies, with the ticker tapes. So we're going to cover it all. So yes, let us know in the comments, and then of course Ben will feed them through. I certainly will. And if you do comment on this show, you could win yourself a fantastic little die set. This is the Hello Friend papercraft die, because today we are celebrating the fact that it is World Hello Day. So we want to try and break the world record of how many hellos we can get on this show. Hello. So, there's the first one. Message us hello, particularly if you are someone who's never messaged before. Maybe you sort of lurk in the shadows and you don't tend to interact. Maybe you're a little bit too scared to join in with the hashtag BANT. Just send us a little hello today and we'll read them all out and see how many we get over the course of the show. And if you do message hello, you'll be a step closer to winning that die set at the end of the show. Caddy K is already in. Radical Rachel on the socials for this show. Carol Guy joins us from a snowy Wisconsin. Violet Hastings says, good morning, friends. Good morning. Hi to Charlotte Clark in Georgia. Danita Adams says, good morning. Hello. Rebecca Dancer is in saying, hi, Ben and Craig and the team. Hi. Lois is in saying, good morning everyone from Ohio. You won last night, Lois, the prize, didn't you? Did you know? Hopefully you were watching at that point. Diane Coleman says, hello everyone from a very cold Pelsall in the West Midlands. Ooh. I've never heard of Pelsall. I've heard of Walsall, but not Pelsall. Colleen Passardi says, good morning to all my crafting friends watching from Florida. Hi. Good morning. And hi to Les55, who says, good morning from a very chilly Washington here in the UK. And Rachel's said hello as well from the little caterpillar thing. Was that in... hello? Hello? Labyrinth. Did you just say... hello? No, I said hello, but that's close enough. Hello. The little caterpillar. Anyway, keep the hellos coming in. We have got the letterpress bundle for you. This is everything basically, where you get the letterpress itself. Craig will obviously take you around that and show you that in just a few moments' time. Within the box, you do get a beautiful letterpress plate. It's not easy to say, is it? With sentiment too, and you will get one of our little mini ink pads included as well. If you want more of the ink pads, they are available for you in an extra bundle. But that comes within the box within your letterpress. And then you're going to get a whole host of beautiful letterpress plates too. So, florals, like that beautiful rose. You have got the Aster or Astra, depending what you want to call that. We had many debates over that, but either or, you call it what you want. Beautiful flower. You've got your poppy included in this bundle as well. Alongside your blossoming daisies. Now, also within this bundle, you'll get beautiful sentiments to be working with as well. So, you've got With Love, that comes with Always and Forever, and hugs. You've also got thank you. Thank you so very much, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. And then you've got your just a note from me to you, and just a note to say hello. Then you've got this brilliant set here, which is your
uppercase ticker and lowercase ticker. So you get the die with this to be able to cut those cute little banners out, and then all of those fabulous sentiments as well. So you've got, for my amazing friend, congratulations, thinking of you, enjoy your special day, the best is yet to come. Just to say, that's all in your lowercase and uppercase you've got, with all my love, happy birthday to you. This calls for a celebration. So happy for you. You are so loved. And for my fabulous friend. Then you get all of your alphabets too. So again, with this, you've got your lowercase and then you've got your uppercase. So the LetterPress providing you the ultimate when it comes to personalisation. And also included in the bundle is the unbelievable sentiment alphabet. They are stunning. And of course, you've got the 26 letters of the alphabet plus your ampersand as well. That is everything within the bundle. The only thing you are missing, if you want to add more in, is the ink pads. But as I say, you do get a small one within the box itself. The ink pads are here, and those 3 colours. Majority of people who bought at birthday added those in too. These are the best ones to be working with if you are going to be using your LetterPress. And on top of the small black one that you're going to get within your box, you've got your green, you've got your jet black, and then you're also going to receive the Regal purple. £13.60 platinum there, or $20, so I would be adding that in. It may well be that you've already bought the LetterPress and everything with it, and you want more of the inks, or maybe you didn't buy them in the first place. This is the opportunity for you to be able to do that. If you just want the LetterPress on its own, there you go. Details on your screen now. $39.99 or $47.96. PB Brewer Martin says, oh my, hello, 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 hello. Rachel says, Craig, you've just made my day, lol, doing your hello impression.
Hello. Labyrinth, big film.
OMG, says Whitney O'Toole, you guys are so funny.
We try, not hard.
Yes, says Lois. Hello, Ben. Thank you, hello. I was watching, thank you very much, you're welcome. Love, love, love my LetterPress, says Michelle Harris. Thank you so, so much. And Christine says, hello. Ben and Craig, saying hello from a very snowy Aberdeenshire. I'm normally one of those that lurks in the shadows. Well, Christine, thank you so much for coming out of the shadows and saying hello to us today. If you're a lurker, get in touch and say hello today. Let's make this the day of the lurkers. Thank you, Michelle, by the way. If you have, well, I know you have sent in your pictures. We've got them, but computer says no, unfortunately. We can see them in the gallery, but we can't get them on screen at the minute. Remember the last time we uploaded a picture of that positive pig? It crashed the system, and that's currently where we're at the minute. If we can get it fixed, we'll show them during cartload, but we appreciate you sending those in, so thank you. Right, keep the hellos coming. Questions, comments, requests, that's what we need, please, because otherwise he's just going to do his own thing over there. But let's go back to the very beginning, Craig, for anyone who missed the LetterPress launch at birthday. What is this? Why do we need it? How does it work? All those kind of things.
Rightio. To start with, if you got your LetterPress within birthday, if you can, I know obviously it's a busy time of the year, we're thinking about Christmas, we're thinking about money, but do consider buying another LetterPress. Oh. This is technically a consumable, so this over time will need to be replaced. Now, I'm meaning way down the line, Ben, way down in the line. But you will at one point, because it's going to take that wear and tear of the Gemini, this will start, and again, I have to express, this is way over time, not straight away, but over time, it will start to bend. So it's worthwhile thinking, having that spare one there in your craft room, in your room, ready to go. If you're like, no, Craig, I want mine at birthday, I don't need another one just now, that's fine, brilliant, no problem, LetterPress. This is about the old-fashioned way of letterpressing, Ben. So with our embossing folders in ink, we call that LetterPress. Technically, that's not really correct, it just looks similar, hence why we call it that. The letterpressing, this is the original way when it comes to letterpressing. Years and years and years ago, how they done the newspapers, the letterpress with the newspapers. Yeah. So that's how they're done them. Now what we've done, brought them into the craft industry for you to be doing at home. You've got that lever that you can see here. Now this will work within the Junior and the G2. That's the only two Geminis this will work in. The G2 because it's got that optical sensor. We'll talk you around that just shortly when we use it, but you've got your measurements on one side, and these measurements accurately matches the measurements on here. So you know your foil press, your letterpress or your foil press plate will work on here, magnetic, for you then to stick your card on this side, so you've got bang on where you want. This does come out and you've got your shim in there. The shim, I would really say, Ben, if you're doing something luxurious like wedding invitations, that's when you want your shim. Other than that, don't use your shim.
Oh, okay.
There is enough pressure and enough depth without it. The more you use the shim, the quicker that's going to bend. You really don't need this at all. Nice to have it, but I would only really do that for something with real depth, like something to do with weddings.
Okay.
So that is your letterpress. In the showstopper, you've got all of these foil press stamps that you can do. Now, with these ones, Ben, these are going to enable you to do the precise letterpressing, that even the detail that your stamps wouldn't even manage to get.
Wowee.
We're giving you an ink pad in there to start with, and it's a magic ink pad. It's a jet black ink pad, but what it enables you to do, Ben, is alcohol colour and watercolour. So if you want to do the colouring, you can absolutely do that. We've got then that lovely, lovely bouquet in the middle there. You can then maybe just go in with the florals at the side.
Yep.
Maybe something like this. I love techniques like that,
Ooh,
like
wow.
banners and strips, when you come along and then just do the letterpress. Maybe you want to do selective colouring. You can do that, of course, in the corners. Go back on YouTube to the launch day during birthday or the start of birthday with Leanne and Ben. See all the other ways that you can use the letterpress. This 2 hours we will, of course, feature the foil press because you can use your foil press stamps. Now, the question we will get asked, you can't use your normal dies, Ben, because that's got a sharp point that I'll talk you through. Of course, I say sharp point. It doesn't do you any harm, it's all to do with the pressure, but I'll talk you through why you can't use your normal dies. I'm just going to show you a few more. I want to give you as much inspiration as I can, because you're in full control as to where you pop your letterpress plates. Now, we give you, within the box, Ben, we give you a little bit of a starter with the cotton cardstock. Cotton cardstock gives you, I think, it's about 4 different colours that you've got in there. Beautiful to do the letterpress. But you can absolutely letterpress, Ben, onto all your own cardstock. Do it on your watercolour, do it on your white, do it on your Nina, do it onto things such as your handmade papers. We'll do that as well. Do it on your linen cardstock, you can do that as well. So even although we give you the cotton card in the bundle to start with, you can still use all your own cardstock, no problem at all. So in the box, you've got your actual letterpress platform. You've got your dye-based jet black ink pad here, so that's the one that allows you to do alcohol and, of course, watercolouring. You've got the most brilliant low-tack tape in the world. I'm telling you right now, in the world, best low-tack tape. I'm hoping we get that on its own in the future. I don't know, but I hope so.
Oh, I thought that was a little hint there.
No, it's not a hint, not a hint. Although, you do get that in Craft Club, I think it's number 2.
Right.
Water-based techniques. It's in one of the early craft clubs. You get a roll of that as well, just as an FYI. You're also going to get, now I have to stress, you're not going to get this much. This is just the watch that we've got here. This is a cotton card. Now you're going to be getting a selection of ivory, cream, grey, and then you're going to be getting pure white as well. So you're going to get a little starter of that in the bundle as well. Then what you're also going to be getting is the peony and that hello friend there. So unlike a die, Ben, the detail is flat. So that will then hit flush on the actual top part of your letterpress. So what we're going to do, start off with, really, really easy. Let's just open it up. We're going to take one of our cotton cards. I'm just going to take this top one. They're all cut to size of A2. You can use your own card, as I say, cut it bigger if you want. And let's use what we're getting initially. So if you go for just the letterpress on its own, Ben, this is what you're going to get with a few sheets of the cotton card. So let's use the peony here. So I'm going to pop that in the centre, or as close to the centre as I can. We have got measurements in there, 5x5, A2, 4x6, 5x7. You've got your central grids as well. So we've got that A2. And then on the other side here, when it comes to the measurements here, we've got the exact same measurements that are on the other side here. So I'm going to take my cotton card and I'm going to pop that into the A2 section as well. We're then going to take our low tack tape. Now stick the card on this side. So you don't want to ink up, sit the card and then run it through. The best way is to tape it onto the actual platform. So we're going to take a bit, and you can use these bits over and over again. So we're just going to align that up, press that down, line that up, press that down. So then what we can do, we're going to come along now, and then we're just going to take our ink pad. Now you automatically want to dab. That's just automatic, because that's what you do with all your ink pads, but you don't. Because of the surface of the LetterPress plate, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to then go in circular motions. Now, the very first time you use these, Ben, you'll probably need to do this a couple of times. Think of it like a walk. The more you use it, the better it gets.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. So you still want to give it a wipe or a wash afterwards, either a baby wipe, Ben, or lukewarm water. Take all that excess ink off. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to close that over. That's all we're doing. We're going to lift. You're going to go to either your junior or your J2, and then we're just going to feed that through. Now, the impression you get is far better than any stamped impression you will ever see. And let me tell you, you get some incredible stamped impressions from some of our stamps. We're then going to open up, and then we have the most beautiful, detailed, and it can go either way.
Yeah.
LetterPress technique. You get the deboss, so that deboss goes way, way, way into the card, and it pushes all of that ink into the card.
Incredible, that.
So it is so, so fine. It is so incredible. Now at this point, you can colour, alcohol colour, water-based colour, shadows if you want to. You can mats and layers. You can do whatever you want. That one there is the initial basis of any letterpressing when it comes to the letterpress plates that you've got. Have to stress as well, any other branded letterpress plates you can use within ours as well. You can use your foil press plates, no problem at all. When we come back, I'll visually show you, Ben, why you can't use your normal dies within the letterpress.
Excellent. Good to see the things you can and then can't do as well. Fire your questions in, please. We need more questions. And there's nothing off the table here. Don't be afraid to ask if you think, oh, that's a really silly question. Just ask it, because it's not silly if you don't know the answer. Janice says, I can't believe my positive pig has caused so much chaos. Janice, it just so happened to be that your pig crashed the system last time. We've had many times before where I've asked for various photos that have then crashed the system. It happens frequently. So yeah, we just trying to find a fix for it, but it wasn't the positive pig per se that crashed the system. It just happens. It's one of those things. Hello, Amanda Hubbard. He says, good morning, Ben and Craig. It is a lovely sunny day in Hertfordshire, but oh so cold. Still, -1. It's like that here today, actually. We've got a bit of sunshine. It's dry, but it's cold. Yeah, it's hovering in the minuses, I think, still, at -1, -2. You say, I'm chuffed to watch today, though, as I've received my letterpress, and I've forgotten all the hints and tips to use it. Well, Amanda, the floor is open for you. What do you want to know? What do you want to see? What hints and tips are you thinking, oh, I'm sure they said this on the launch show and I can't remember what it was. Please ask. Alexandra Girling says, good afternoon from the West Midlands. I had a play with my letterpress using pearl paper, which is about the same weight as the cotton card. Then coloured some with tri-blends. Very happy with the results. Questions coming in. One from Julie Palmer for now. I know we've sort of touched on this, but listen, let's just... How do people jump in and disappear and come back all the time? So let's just keep asking them. Julie Palmer says, can you use watercolour and alcohol with the additional ink pads?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. So these are the additional ink pads. So these are same. So the jet black, Ben, is exactly the same as the jet black that you get. It's just obviously a lot bigger. This is going to last you a considerable amount of time, but it will dry out over time. So this is the bigger version. So you've got your jet black, regal purple, and you've got your forest green. So all three of them are exactly the same. They're all dye-based, which means you can absolutely watercolour, you can alcohol colour, and we will do that throughout this masterclass.
Excellent stuff. Questions, please, comments as well, and keep those hellos coming in too. Remember, we're going to give away that set of Hello Friend dies to one lucky winner at the end of the show. All right, let's get back into it then. So, are you going to show us what not to do, did you say now?
Yes, so what we'll do is I've got this. I think this one has actually already been used, I'm presuming, on the LetterPress. But this one is a foil press plate that we've got here. So you can use your foil press plates, as I say, and the reason being, Ben, just like our LetterPress, what these are these are flat indentations.
Yeah.
So what happens, as this closes over, Ben, that flat detail is then, of course, we've got our card, but it's rested and it's going flat against that plastic plate. What happens, though, if you were to use a normal die, Ben, because your normal dies have a fine point, what will happen because of the pressure, that will potentially cut through your cardstock and into your plate, which you don't want. So that's why we say you can't use your normal dies, because it's not a flat surface, it's a sharp pointed surface. And I say sharp, it's not sharp to touch, it's sharp when it comes to the pressure of the Gemini that cuts through. So because of the pressure, a normal die will potentially cut through your cardstock and into there, which will no longer make that a smooth surface. So that's why we say you can't use your normal dies. But think about, Ben, those of you that have had foil press plates in your goodie bags, mystery bags, but don't have a foil press, yes, we say you can emboss with them. Now you can use them on your foil press.
Exactly right, yeah.
So, you know, they no longer become redundant. So let's pop that on, as I've done before. This time, what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm just going to use our white cardstock. And I'm just going to do a little strip of our white cardstock. And I'm still going to treat it the same way as before.
Yep.
So I'm just going to have a look. You can use the guides if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want. And I'm just going to use the same bits of the low tack tape. This one's already had green. Let's go in with a regal purple here. So even though it's a foil press, you're still going to use all of the components exactly the same. But let's just go over and we're going to go circular motions. So circular motions, round and round. Doesn't matter if you do it face on, doesn't matter if you do it sideways, just do it in the way that you feel comfortable. And we're just going to keep going round and round and round. We want to have a really, really nice, smooth impression of the ink until visually you can see you've got that nice coating. We're then going to close that over as we've done before, and then we're going to then feed that through. Certain things I'm going to keep repeating myself. You can use the Junior and you can use the G2. You can't use the MIDI because the mouth is too small. You can't use the original Gemini because the sensors are on the side, and this is a small platform.
And I know people were asking initially with that, well then could they use the extender plate? And that doesn't work either, does it, for the Gemini?
No, it doesn't. That only works for your foil press, unfortunately. But then there we go.
That's brilliant.
So we've now taken a foil press plate and we've now then letterpressed with it. And then later on, what we'll do, Ben, is we will take a letterpress plate, and then, of course, what we'll do, we will then foil with it. And then just while I'm here, Ben, will I show you the ticker tapes?
Yes,
so the
absolutely.
Ticker tapes. Let's show you these, because this one does involve die cutting, but it is separate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the actual sentiment of the letterpress plate here. Now, what you'll probably see me do a lot, Ben, is use our normal card. That's only because I don't want to waste what we've got here. At home, I would be using my cotton cardstock, but I want to then just savour as much as I can because we don't have it in stock at the moment. So I know when we do other shows with Debbie and Leanne, I just want to make sure that we've got enough. So all that we're going to do to start with is let's just pop that onto our plate as standard. I'm just going to pop that in. So you can use the guides, you don't have to use the guides, but they're there as a guide.
Yeah.
So we can see that's great, that's fine. Let's go in, let's even just go in and show you how, even with your smaller ones, you're going to be using your larger ink. We're just going to go circular motions like so. Close this one over. We're going to lift, and then we're going to feed that one through. So that's then going to, of course, work within that pressure, that plate configuration of the folder, that lever arch. As that one comes out, what we're then going to do, lift that up. You've got your sentiments here. Now, you know how we have not that long launched our all occasion sentiments, stamps and dies bin?
Last week, that.
That was, wasn't it? So what I would say, you know how I said, stamp them all and die cut them all, and then the ones you don't use, pop them into a little container.
Yeah.
Do the same for these.
Oh,
bins.
yeah, good idea.
Do exactly the same, because you might only want So Happy For You, or you might only want With All My Love. You're going to have to use the die anyway, even if you just want one. So therefore, just do it all and then put them in maybe like a little container. What I'm going to do here, because these are going to fit within my Go plates, what I'm going to do, cutting plate, frosted magnetic top plate. Let's just align up here.
He's been loving the Go plates this week. It's been the week of the Go plates, hasn't it, this week?
Week of the Go plates. And because it's the G2, you'll notice that cardstock was wider. Doesn't matter, as long as the die fits on the actual Gemini Go plates. FYI, back in stock. Apart from the magnetic shim, we know what you can do when it comes to magnetic shim. Go back to Monday Masterclass, and I talked you through what you can use instead. Oh, well, not instead, it's still a magnetic shim.
He was destroying company property.
But you got 3 magnetic shims out of the one junior, so you can still use them. But then there you go, Ben. You've got, for my fabulous friend, that's just one of them. That's how you're going to letterpress and how you're going to use the die. And because it is one of our top quality made dies, if you want to do things, Ben, such as your drop shadows, you can absolutely do that. You can use the die on its own. You can then use the die on its own, Ben, on white card, and you can stamp your own sentiments, your own small sentiments onto these as well, if you're using them within the white card. So although you do the letterpress, then you die cut, that gives you the banner ticker tapes. What you can do, big fan, of course, is the drop shadow, as you guys know. Use the die on its own, just for the ticker tapes, and then you can do things such as your drop shadows as well. So that's how you can then be using it as a basic way, the sentiment and the die, and also a foil press plate.
Loads of comments, a couple of questions which we'll do as well. Hello, Canned Beans on YouTube.
Love that.
Guilty, you say, I'm normally lurking as a daily viewer, but Craig did my hello from my favourite movie, so I had to chime in with hello from a very cold Kentucky. Now I'm back to lurking. Hope you all have a brilliant day. Please comment. We're asking you to say hello if you've never said, or hello, or bonjour, or guten tag, or it wasn't supposed to be Del Boy. Bonjour, Rodney. Bonjour. Bonne de douche. Bonne de douche. Play it cool, Craigie. Play it cool. We're giving away this little thing. We're giving away this little die set, and all you've got to do is basically chime in, say hello. We want to hear from people. I mean, obviously, we want to hear from you if you chat to us every day. Of course, we do. But also from people who don't normally say hello. Just say hello today, and you could be winning a little prize. So thank you, Canned Beans. Good to know. Thank you, Craig, says Vanessa, for the information on which dies can be used with the letterpress. Gina Henshaw says, good morning, Ben and Craig and all the team. To all friends on here, I've ordered the showstopper, the full bundle. I think I'll need to watch this show over and over again. This is the show to keep. Producer Johnny was just saying earlier in my ear, like, this is the show, because obviously launch was brilliant. We had all of the information in that show. You know, we had lots of hints and tips from Leanne, but you've got to appreciate that it was the busiest show of birthdays. There were lots of interruptions from me. I was not shouting and screaming, Johnny. Johnny was like, oh, you were shouting and screaming late, man. Woo. Just doing my job, man. So obviously there were lots of stock updates, there were lots of things selling out, loads happening. So yes, interruptions in that show, of course, because it was a busy show. So yeah, this is the show to keep. Make sure you bookmark it, stick it in your playlist on YouTube. Carol Guy says, got the letterpress and makes you send, and I love that we can use the foil press stamps too. Use other brand presses for a year and a half, and I'm so happy that CC came out with a one that works in the G2. Here we go, got some other hellos coming in now. Doreen, what have you done to me here? This is in Dutch, obviously. Goedemiddag, is that right? Goedemiddag? Let me know. Chantal says, how about a g'day, mate? G'day. He does a good g'day. Craig, g'day, mate.
G'day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
And
Flaming crows.
And Vanessa Fuentes says, hola, buenos dias. Hola, buenos dias. Craig, Ben, and CTV, and everyone. Yes, more hellos in other
Do
languages.
you know what that reminds me of?
What?
You know the scene in Jingle All the Way when he goes to the dodgy factory with the Santa Claus and they open up Turbo Man and it comes to the Spanish version?
Yes.
Just the way you said that there reminded me of that.
It's turbo time. Forget it, I'm not going to sit on your lap. I might have to watch that later. Turbo Man. It's turbo time.
Is it on Netflix?
I've got it on DVD. And I've still got a DVD player.
Have you still got a DVD player?
And a VHS player.
But that's all the rage though. That's come back in.
Has it?
VHS players, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus apparently. I've got it on DVD. It's turbo time. Now, questions. Laughing Gravy wants to know, and these days, yeah, we've got canned beans and laughing gravy. What do you want for dinner? I'll have some canned beans with a side order of laughing gravy, please. Laughing Gravy says, can you use polymer stamps? Can you use your polymer stamps with the letterpress?
No.
No.
No. You can't use anything like stamps.
No.
On a letterpress.
These look like stamps, but they're not.
They're not. These are metal. These are plates. So no, all that you can use is your letterpress or your foil press plates. They have to be the metal plates. No stamps, no nothing like that. You can't use them, no, because that will just completely squash your stamps.
Yeah. We'd never want to squash stamps, would we?
Never.
That was probably 2-3 years ago now when he squashed the elephant stamp. And Rita Jackson says, can Craig tell us what inks other than the ones that come with the letterpress can be used with similar results? I want to say Leanne mentioned the Duet ink pads during the launch show.
Duets, yeah. Duets would be a good one to use. I do personally, I think as well. I think your quick dry would be good. Keep in mind though, it can or probably will potentially stain your actual letterpress plates. Now, as long as you take the residual ink off, you'll still be able to use them. So keep in mind it may stain them, but as long as you take the residual ink off, you'll be absolutely good to go. But yeah, I would have said probably the Duets would be the good one to go to.
Excellent stuff. I will go through the deal again just a bit because I know we're very busy for this. One request of something to see. Sarah would like to see how it's possible. So she's, you know, we get the fancy alphabet. She wants to know how easy or how it's possible to say, if you wanted to spell my name, say go with a fancy B and then do the E and the N. Could we do something like that a bit later on?
Could do it now.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Should we see that now?
While I wait on the foil press heating up, let's do it now.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it. Because really is simple, and this is where you're going to follow the grids. You're going to follow the grids on your platform.
Okay.
So let's take out your die.
Oh.
So let's go in with your letters.
Yeah.
So we've got, see what I mean as well? So this is just off of these ink pads here. See how it starts to stain them?
Yeah.
As long as the residual colour's off, you'll be absolutely good to go. Also, prime example as well. Remember on Tuesday, launch party, when I used the letterpress and someone hadn't taken the green off.
Oh, yeah.
Transferred through. So that is a prime example that if you don't take the colour off, it will keep transferring.
So is it just a little white baby wipe or something like that?
Baby wipe,
Yeah.
lukewarm water, something like that, and you'll be absolutely fine. Right, I'm going to use one of the cotton cards here. So let's go in with that lovely grey one. And then let's just open it up. And then let's bring in our dies.
Thank you, everyone, by the way. The questions are coming in now. This is what we wanted.
So we'll
get through as many as we can. But the earlier you get your question in, the more chance you've got of getting it answered by Craig.
So what we're going to do, Ben, me personally, if you can, find that centre point. So for me, that your E is going to be the centre point.
Got you.
Now, what you need to decide, what you need to choose, I'm not sure, Jamie, how close we can get. So Jamie's going to come really close because there's two things right here. So see, Ben, see this line here that I'm going to go along?
Yeah.
You need to choose, do you want the bottom of the plate to be on that line, or do you want the bottom of the letter to be on that line? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you choose. So as long as they're all either bottom of the plate or bottom, because if you do that one there, along there, but then this one, you do the bottom of your letter, it's not actually going to line up because you've got a couple of mils there.
Yeah, got you.
So just you choose bottom millimetres. Just do the either bottom of the plate or bottom of the letter. So I always go and tend to do the bottom of the plate, and then I always try and roughly find that centre point, and then I'm just going to then move that into place. Let's go in with the B here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do the same with this one here. So I'm just going to go in, so there's only maybe about a millimetre at the base of the plate and the letter. You're just having a look so that you've got roughly that same distance. You can tell that's a really strong magnet mat here. And then if you are happy enough with that, we're all running parallel along that line. We've got the B, we've got the E at the end, because obviously remember we're working backwards. Yeah. And then what we can do is, because that's roughly in the centre, and even then you could get away with moving it along a little bit because the B is a lot wider than the N. Yeah. So, you know, it's all about visual. You can always chop your card afterwards as well if it's not quite central. But the biggest advice, choose your line and decide, is it the bottom of the plate or the bottom of the alphabet that you're running parallel. Because that's in the centre of the A2. Let's just pop that on the top with our tape. And then we're going to go in with that A2 once again. So let's tape that one down like so. Going to go back with what we have within the set. So we're just going to go in with our teeny tiny little die-based pad, and we're going to go circular motions round and round. What I would say is when it comes to the little letters, just be a little bit careful. If it does move, then just nudge it back into place.
Very light then.
Just very, very light. It is a strong magnetic base, but because certainly something like an E, you've got a little bit missing, so it's not as solid like an N is. So sometimes the edge, like it's just happened there, the edge of my ink pads just nudged it off. So what I would do, instead of fixing it, inking and potentially nudging it again, I would just keep inking up, and then either with your finger or you can come along with a pokey tool and then just move that in here. So once we've got that in and we're happy, that's it, happy enough with that. So we're going to close over, lift into the G2, let that run through. That's going to do the impression. So you've got your large, intricate, fancy B, and then you've got your simplistic font of the E and the N.
Brilliant.
And then you've got your Ben.
There you go, Sarah.
So, and even then, if I wanted to, I could have still come a little bit closer, but you can see that is perfectly aligned along the base there, and you've got all of that intricacy detail that you can then either alcohol colour or water base.
I think that's the best. I'm not saying this just because you're here. I think that's the best demonstration I've seen of lining up those letters. And I think it's worth saving that little clip that Craig's just shown you there, and it's worth taking that little bit of extra time and really, as Craig showed you, lining those up onto whichever line you're looking at, because then it just gives you something which looks brilliant, all straight, all lined up, absolutely perfect. Any more questions and comments, please do. I've got loads. Are we going to have a break, did you say, Johnny? All right, we will give you the opportunity to get your carts and your baskets checked out. Amazing, says Sarah. Well, you're welcome, you see. This is what we're here for. Keep the comments coming. The grey is my favourite colour, paper with the midnight ink, you say. And thank you for all the invaluable tips and instructions, says Carol G. Questions to come. We'll do those in a minute, but lots of people are checking out the bundle. Remember, this is essentially the bundle that you got at birthday. The only thing you don't get is that we had an extra set of that cotton paper with it. That's sold out. but as Craig's been showing you, you do get a little amount of that included within the actual box with the letterpress. So you're good to go as soon as you get this back. If you want everything, that's the bundle to go for. So let's give you opportunity to get checked out. Any more questions and requests, get those in now as well. And of course, just say hello to us this morning for your chance to win a prize in just over an hour's time. We'll be back in about 4 minutes. See you then.
My day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. I can't say no more than that other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Come in, check my emails, then lay the shows out in the studio, set pack shots up. Then I will get new polls, pick shows, solve any problems that need solving. We deal with other teams where we receive marketing suites, we receive boards. We pick samples to send to Hobby Maker. We pick samples to send to QVC. We will take the previous shows out of the studios, set the new shows up. We do floor manage occasionally, not all the time, making sure that the craft expert presenters have everything at hand that they need. Anything that they haven't got during shows, we will run about and get the products for them. Think on a morning when it's really quiet, I can get more done when there's nobody else in the building. Night owl. Morning. Coffee on a morning, tea the rest of the day. Savoury. Normally lunchtime. Craft along. Mobile phone. Christina's chicken wrap. Barry White, you're my first, my last, my everything. Go home and make the tea.
World Hello Day, so howdy to you, Lisa P. Howdy. I think I can say like howdy and things like y'all very well being English. Howdy, howdy. How do you do it? Howdy. Producer Johnny wants to know, is howdy something that all Americans would say, or is it howdy just sort of like South is like a Southern American thing? Howdy, y'all. It's like the kind of thing that Dolly Parton would say, isn't it? Howdy.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But anyway, let us know. Howdy, y'all. Guten Tag, Barbara Kober. Guten Tag, wie geht es dir? You say, Guten Tag, Ben and Craig from Austria. I got my letterpress from birthday today. So happy. Masterclass today is perfect. Looking for tips and inspiration. Well, Barbara, thank you for your message. If you have any questions, please fire those in. I will quickly show you through the full bundle, but some questions that we have had come in which we can certainly tackle. SS wants to know the press plate, the grey one that you were using then, is that available separately, or if we want more we have to buy the whole bundle, do we?
You need to
letterpress.
You need to buy that the whole bundle, that magnetic sheet, that magnetic platform. That isn't available individually. So yeah, you will need to buy a new basic set, of course, of that letterpress. You will way down the line, you will need another one anyway after all that wear and tear. And I want to just stress that I'm not meaning you would need another one next week, next month, or in a few months' time. It is down the line. The more you use it, the more wear and tear. So just keep that in mind. But no, we don't do it individually.
And a couple of things. I know we're going to come on to the foil press just after we've had one quick look through the bundle. But two things. Tade Turner wants to know, can we use the Midas ink pads and would they look good?
So you know what? I've never tried it, but I don't see why not. So what we'll do, straight after I've done the letterpress, let's go in, just grabbed one, rose satin. So once we come back to me, we'll do the letterpress and we'll go straight into the Midas ink pad.
And then after that, could we potentially, for SS, look at letterpressing on vellum?
So we're trying to find vellum. If we don't have vellum, you can do it, and you just do it exactly the same way as you do your cardstock. Nothing's different whatsoever, but we are trying to see if we can find some.
Brilliant. Just very quickly to look at the bundle, so you get your letterpress, the actual machine itself, you know what I mean. You get that included. You get some cotton card. In the box, you also get your little mini ink pad as well in the black, and then you've also got your first letterpress plate, so you get that beautiful floral with 2 sentiments. So that is all within the box. You also get that tape, of course, included as well. Then you get your alphabet, so the sentiment alphabet set is included within the bundle. On top of that, you've got your lowercase alphabet, and then you have got your uppercase alphabet as well. If you just want that on its own, that is a bundle by itself, but that's included. And then you also get within the main bundle all of these other plates as well. So it's stunning florals. You've got your beautiful rose in there. You've got a poppy. You have got the aster. You have got the blossoming daisies. And then a whole host of beautiful sentiments as well. So you've got just a note from me to you, just a note to say hello. You have got thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And then you've got with love always and forever, with love and hugs. And then the little ticker tapes that Craig was showing you just a few moments ago, those are included as well. So the lowercase ticker and then the uppercase ticker with all of those different sentiments on. And of course the die to be able to cut those out. So that is basically what you're going to get within the bundle. If you just want the essentials on their own, that's what I've just shown you there. But everything is the showstopper. The only thing that you then might buy on top of that, of course, are more of those ink pads, which I think a lot of people are doing because, whilst as we've discovered, you can use other ink pads, this is really the one that you want to be going with. And in this extra bundle, we give you a purple, you've got more of that lovely jet black, and then you've also got the green in there as well, the forest green. So that's an extra £13.60 or $20. Remember, all of this is with double points as well, so it's a really great day to shop for those extras, shop for more of those inks, or indeed shop for the letterpress for the first time as well. Alrighty, let us get into it then. So foil press, Midas ink pads, and if we can find some vellum, and then more of your questions after that. Right.
Sounds good to me. Let's do it. Right, so let's go in with so this one here is the rose. So this is your letterpress stamp. So what I've done is I've got my foil press ready to go. So for this one, you're just going to treat it as though it is a foil press stamp pen. So you're going to refer back to that guide. For this one, because it's really, really fine detail, I'm going to try 4 seconds, Ben. So let's try 5. I'm going to pop that on and I'm going to press start. I've got some white cardstock. Actually, let's do some black card because that always shows it off best. And let's just chop that up. Of course, do make sure you have everything ready because that's had a little bit longer than 5 seconds, but we'll go for it anyway. Pop our foil on, shiny side down, pop our card, pop our carbon plate, slide it out. So remember, this is a LetterPress plate that we are using here. So we're just doing that. Everything is exactly the same when you come to do your foil press, and that's bringing that one out. And then if we lift that up and then start to peel that away, so I think that's sort of perfect.
Yes.
You see what I mean by it's been on just a little bit too, well, it's not that it's been on too long, because it's perfect. What I've done, and you know I say this all the time, Ben, just make sure your actual foil press foil is not too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we've got that excess there, and that's because my sheet of foil was way too big.
But you could just trim around that, couldn't you?
You just trim around it. Trim around it with absolute ease. But when you watch foil press shows that I do, I always say, just make sure your foil is just a little bit bigger than your actual stamp there. And then, if anything, that is a good way to show how, if you do have excess foil, then what happens is it foils on the edges of your card. But if we focus on the actual stamp itself, you can see that is a foil press plate, and that is foiled absolutely perfectly at 4 seconds. So keep that in mind. We've now done the LetterPress stamp on with the foil press, and we've done the foil press stamp on, of course, with the LetterPress. So that's both of those ways in which we've shown you. And if you are doing it on white cardstock, or you're doing it onto your watercolour card, even although we're using the foil, you can alcohol colour, you can water-based colour as well, because the foil will create that resist effect. So that other question we had, Ben, was about the Midas ink pad.
Yes.
So we've gone in. What I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to change the colour just to a little bit of a deeper colour, just so that we can see it a little bit clearer. So let's go in with the bronze here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go in with the actual LetterPress. So I've got a piece, I'm just using white cardstock for this. Once again, I'm not wanting to waste all of my cotton card. And then this is our white smooth card. But what we're going to do is we're just going to press that into place. Let's go in with, we'll do with love.
Okay.
Let's do with love. So let's go in with this one, because this is part of the showstopper, isn't it? So
It certainly is.
take the foil press plate out here. So let's go in, and then so the adhesive tape is stuck to the inside of the plastic. So what we're going to do then, keep in mind I've not tried this, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. What we're going to do is circular motions. Now, because this is a pigment pen, what could happen is that it can then drag your actual foil press plate. So what I would do personally is I would just get that ink on, and then I would move it into place. If I've got anything round the edge, what I'm going to do is just wipe that off so it doesn't transfer over onto my card. But if we just make sure we've got that nice coverage, and then we're going to close that over. We're then going to run that one through. So this is one of our Midas ink pad. This one's the bronze Midas ink pad, onto just a white smooth cardstock. And then if we open up, oh, look at that. Look at that. How absolutely phenomenal.
That looks great.
Is that? So it's as if we've gone in and bronze foiled printed that on, but it's not, it's just ink. And of course, Ben, because that's the pigment, you can pop your embossing powders over the top.
Oh, yes.
And emboss it. Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Because what you can do, and we will do it as well, because that's a dye-based ink pad, Ben, you can also heat emboss with it as well. So we'll do that just shortly, but let's bring in this with love. I've got a clear embossing powder. So let's do that with our clear powder. We're going to pop that into place just here. I'm then going to come along, let's get our heat gun. I'm just going to plug this one in, and then I'm going to start at the top corner. And as that melts, I'm just going to travel and work my way along here. So we're going to get a really nice, smooth, shiny bronze with love, because it is, of course, the pigment. So let's work our way to the last one. As it melts, move along, and then we'll see if we can get that bit of a glisten just bouncing off. So we can you see that little bit of the glisten, certainly within, there we go, just into there.
Incredible.
How fab is that? And you can do that with the dye-based ink pads, which we will do just shortly.
Wow, so many great demos so far. A lot of people love the demo just with the letters as well. Cindy just saying those letters have always frustrated me, so that is going to help immensely. Stephanie's just asking, Craig, have you found that you need to use a shim? I know you touched on this earlier. Do you need to use a shim in the LetterPress that often or not really?
The very first couple of times I used a shim because I thought you had to. I thought it was there to serve the purpose of a deep impression. And then Leanne was saying, no, you don't need the shim. The shim's there just if you really, really want to intensify the emboss. So for me, verbally, I always tend to say, if you're doing something like wedding stationery, wedding invites, or a wedding card, then maybe you'd want to add that shim, just to intensify that emboss. Other than that, I find that you get the most incredible deboss. I keep saying emboss, it is a deboss without the shim. Keeping in mind though, the more you use it with the shim, the quicker this is going to start to bend and buckle. And I'm going to reiterate again, I don't mean in a week's time or a month's time or a couple of months' time, but it will a lot quicker than without the shim. It will bend and buckle for you to then need to purchase. It's nature of nature of the beast here. Doesn't matter what brand. If you use a shim, it is going to buckle more over time. So keep it in mind. But ever since I used it the first couple of times, I've never used the shim to date. I've still got it in my box.
That's why as well, I know Craig has touched on this, if you've got your letterpress right now thinking, well, I don't need one now, if I'm going to need it months down the line, if the budget allows today, you might just want to pick up another one because you will get double points on that, of course, today, which potentially, if you do come to get one down the line, A, might be out of stock, of course, B, potentially not going to have those extra points to go for. So if budget allows, you know you're going to be using your letterpress a lot, handy to have one there as a backup, you know, because the worst thing in the world would be, you know, you're making for a batch load for items that you potentially want to sell, and then your letterpress then stops working, you haven't got one available, then we don't have it available. So if you've got the budget to be able to do it now to get another one, worth popping into your basket. I've been wondering if you could heat emboss this, says Carol, and now I am totally excited. Taden Turner says, Brill, thinking for name cards for Christmas and weddings, absolutely perfect for that. I mean, to have the personalisation within the letterpress itself of those beautiful ornate letters, then your uppercase and lowercase, you're sorted, aren't you? For Christmas, for wedding, stationery, for home decor pieces, for cards projects, you name it, you've got it. Quick question from Sarah, I say it's quick. After you've foil pressed an image, says Sarah, can you put it through the letterpress and put a name or initials on that afterwards, or would that damage the foiled image?
No, of course you can. That's a really good question. Really, really good question. Yeah, you could run it through afterwards. Yeah, I would certainly do the foiling first and then do that letterpress, because if you do the letterpress first, then the foiling, because you're running it through, you could squash the deboss ever so slightly. So that's a really, really good question. Yeah, give that a shot. But yeah, don't see why that wouldn't work. That would look quite fab, actually.
Cindy said you can also erase the excess foil off. Is that just like with like an eraser with if you have excess foil? Yes,
but only if that is not actually. So if I bring this in, it's not always the case. Sometimes, Ben, depending on the material, you get residual foil. Because this was excess foil and it was sitting flush on my heated foil placed platform, that means that it's stuck onto my cardstock there. So sometimes you can, but not always. If it's been sitting flush onto your card, then what you can do is take an eraser, rub it off. Sometimes like a Hessian bag or organza bag, some things like that, sometimes it can attract excess foil. That you can rub off, but it's not always the case. Always try it, but you will find sometimes, no, it's actually foil to your cardstock.
Sarah saying, thank you, Craig. I'm going to try that and love, says Mary Beth Dole, that using pigment inks opens a whole new opportunity. We're just over halfway through the show. If you have just joined us, welcome. We are masterclassing the LetterPress, which means we are hopefully going through lots of questions with you, showing you lots of different ways to be able to use this, how you can get the very best out of your LetterPress. If you already have it and you have questions, get those in over the course of the next hour. The more times you comment, the more times you get in touch with us, you could be winning this die set at the end of the show. It is the Hello Friend die set, celebrating today World Hello Day. So also on that note, if you're someone perhaps who doesn't normally get in touch and comment, do it today. Don't be a lurker. Say hello, and we could be sending that to you at the end of the show. Newbies, please get in touch, and particularly feel free to ask questions. I always feel like there are some people out there who are a little bit shy, don't want to say hello, don't want to ask a question, but if you've got this and you want to get the very best out of it and there's something that's nagging you that you don't know the answer to, please ask away. And as we've already touched on, if you haven't yet got the LetterPress and you're impressed with what Craig is doing over the course of the show, we've got all of the buying options available for you. The bundle itself is proving really popular, where you get the LetterPress, you get all of the plates, you get the alphabets in there, you get your little ink pad as well, so you are set and ready to go. The great thing about shopping today, of course, as well, is that you get double points. The price platinum is £149.60, $188, so you've got your free shipping there as well, haven't you? And if you are signing up to Club Inspire for the first time today, if this is your first purchase, you will get that price in the purple box. Double points, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned for a while, is across all of the live shows, across the whole of the website, up until a week on Sunday. So lots of opportunities to get in and take advantage of that. Let's have a little look at another demo if we can. We're kind of up to date on the questions and requests for now, Craig, so what can you show us?
So I thought, right, what we'll do is let's go back to the starter guide here. So let's go in with the actual press plate that comes in. We'll use the hello that comes with it as well, and I'll show you, Ben, how you can heat emboss with the actual oil-based ink pad that comes included. And then just while we're here, while we've done it, what we can do, I was starting to do it there a moment ago. This is the one we done earlier. So I'll just quickly show you after this how you can alcohol colour and you can water-based colour with it. So what I've done here, if I bring in my cotton card here, you will see I've gone off that A2 area, because you'll have seen some finished samples that are off the page. I always think that's really, really smart. And although I'm going to water-based pen after or water-based colour after I've done the heat embossing, I just have to stress, you don't have to heat emboss to do the colouring. You can then do the letterpress and then watercolour or alcohol colour direct. So it just so happens I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm doing the embossing powder, and I'll just show you a bit of watercolouring as well. So what we're going to do there is, should have stuck my card down first, but not to worry, we can pop that in. Cotton card, the A2 cotton card, press that down, same bit of low-tack tape. We're going to then close that one over. Then we're going to then feed that one through into the G2. So as I said a couple of times towards the start there, your Gemini Junior and your G2 are the two machines that you're going to be able to use. So let's open that up here, and then we've got Hello Friend that we can see here. How beautiful is that? Love it. So let's move that one out the way. Let's come along with our embossing powder, and I'm just going to bring that bit of card in. We're going to then pop the powder over the top, pop the powder over the top, like so, making sure we've got a really, really nice coverage. So it'll make it go a little bit cloudy, because of course it's got the powder, and this is just clear embossing powder. Tap that off. So what you're doing is you're treating this pen as though it is a stamp with the watermark ink. So nothing different, treating it in that same way. So let's take our heat tool, get that to temperature, which it close was anyway. Going to start at the top, as I always do. As it starts to melt, what we're doing is we're just going to travel all the way down. So we're just going to get that going. Take a moment or two to start, and then once it starts, you then see that cloudy grey tone turn to a sharp, shiny black outline.
Yeah, there
So
it
we're
goes.
just working our way along. Even although it's the cotton card, make sure as soon as it's melted, you move your heat tool. If you stay on in that same place after it's been embossed, you can then scorch your card. Could go a little bit of a browny yellow colour, which you don't want. So we're just going to then move along like so, back and forth, travelling. And this one, it is the dye-based jet black little cube you get within the box.
Yeah.
But you can do exactly the same with the three that you've got, the green, the purple, and of course the black. So travel along till we've got to the end. And now we've done our heat embossing with the pad that you get included.
Yes, look
So
at
if I go
that.
in here, start to then see that emboss, like you get that light little shimmer from
Yeah.
the clear embossing. So let's, just for a moment or two, Ben, let's go in. So this is one that I started earlier on. So I'm just using our alcohol pens, which is our tri-blend. So you are treating this, although it was a stamped image. So this was the the dye-based ink pad. And then you're just going to colour in, but you've got no smearing, you've got no smudging, no nothing at all. And I tell you what I'll do actually, is I'll use the same one to do a little bit of watercolouring on, so
Yep.
that you can see, Ben, that, there's no trickery going on. You know, he's not done the heat embossing there, so it's not going to bleed the line with the water-based. How can he do alcohol colour and water-based colour?
What witchcraft is this?
Exactly, it's a witchcraft of ink pad. So if I just do this one, just happens to be magenta for anyone that wants to know. And we're colouring in as we would do with any of our alcohol-based pens. You might do it slightly different than me. I know two Debbies do it slightly different. Sarah does it slightly different.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, as long as the same process is the same. And then if you were to do watercolouring, let's go in. I've got a tricolour, cool primary. Let's go in with rose red. We're going to go on our glass mat. Let's take our paintbrush and water. And then we're just going to go in, let's pick up that colour, and then we can go into our floral, and then we're just going to go into that base there, and then what we can do is then we can then start to pull and drag that colour out, but look at that black line, Ben. It's not bleeding,
No.
nothing is moving whatsoever, and that was both alcohol colouring, and that is now water-based colouring. It is on the cotton card. You can, if you're doing alcohol colouring, Ben, you can do it on your Nina card, and if you're doing your water-based colouring, you can do it on your waterproof card. But I just wanted to show you how you can do both on the cotton card and the ink pad that you've got included. But we just blend them in. So there's watercolour and alcohol colour when it comes to the dye-based ink pad. So if I turn that one around, you can do both, no problem at all. And that one we done there a moment ago, we've heat embossed with that one. And even the matte and layer, Ben, and then that's your card done, if you want to.
For sort of quick questions,
Yes.
I suppose. C. Newkirk wants to know, how tall are the letters,
How tall are the letters?
roughly?
So the uppercase, they are one, I'm trying to think what way that are. Let's have a look. So yes, the height of the uppercase are one inch.
Yeah.
So the height are 1 inch. You've got your lowercase, again, the height is 1 inch, Ben, but keep that in mind, that's the tallest one.
Yeah.
Like, of course, the D or the B or the F. Things like that was like a little rap there, wasn't it? D to the B to the F. You've got your A, your C, your E, etc., etc. They're going to be smaller, but the tallest one is 1 inch. And then when it comes to the actual filigree letters, the tallest, or they are 1.5 inches in height.
C to the R to the A to the I to the G. He's the Hutty Scotty. I couldn't quite do it.
Good.
Has Craig, says Michelle, tried Mirror Card? It looks phenomenal. That Oh, sorry, that look phenomenal. Love using it that way. So have you tried it, Michelle, or are you saying you think it would look phenomenal? Have you tried?
So I've never tried that. No, the only thing I'm thinking about that is because it's a dye-based ink pad, you may potentially have to heat set that with an embossing powder because it might smudge or smear. Now, what you could do is dry letterpress. So do it without any ink. That would look gorgeous.
Julie Palmer. Does it not damage the letterpress if the plate you are printing goes outside of your cardstock?
No. Won't damage it whatsoever. There's no reason for it to damage. Nope.
No. And Tracy says, hello Ben and Craig and everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Craig, what cardstock would you recommend to use with coloured pencils? Depends what pencil you're using, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yes. Completely depends. So if you are, so this is the way that I think about it, okay, Ben? So if you're using your aqua pencils, you're using your water-based colour. Your colour blend pencils, I would say your Nina cardstock or your white smooth cardstock. And the reason being I say that, of course, is potentially with your colour blends, Ben, you're going to be using your blending solution. Now, your blending solution is alcohol base, so therefore, alcohol base, alcohol pens, Nina card, white smooth. So that's why I say personally, colour blend pencils, Nina card, or a white smooth cardstock, and then your water-based aqua pencils, your watercolour card.
Excellent. Thank you for all the answers. Thank you for all the questions. I wanted to quickly break away from this for a second and just show you yesterday's big launch in case you weren't here. Oh, you missed a majestic time. You missed a majestic time. The Majestic Unicorn launch. Just as a by the by, I'll just get this ready to show you tonight. Don't forget, we have got Cartload. Big Cartload show tonight. Live at 5. Star buys, grab a bargain deals. We've got all sorts on the show, up to 70% off as well. So that's tonight. Yesterday, though, oh my goodness me, just get this showstopper. Look at the beautiful pearl papers that you're going to be getting here. The sheen you get is absolutely stunning, and what is so lovely about the Majestic Unicorn is the fact that you do have all of these beautiful florals. You've got stunning foliage papers as well, but of course, as we just go through this beautiful 12 by 12 pad, you then get the illustrations of these magnificent, majestic, magical unicorns. The artwork is stunning, the illustration is top notch. The paper that this is printed out onto as well, as you can see, just gives you that majestic, magical effect. It is gorgeous. Now, as you can see on the reverse, you get like the background of the A side. So again, if you want to add your own bits and pieces to this cardstock, you can. But look, you can cut into this. Been beautifully designed once again to allow you to create 4 perfect 6x6 cuts if you like. So if you just want a beautiful floral image for a card which doesn't feature unicorns, then you can do that. But appreciate the illustration that you've got in this set, the beautiful colours that you're going to be getting as well from this collection. 24 double-sided sheets that you will get within your 12 by 12. Alongside that, we give you your 6x6 pad. This is different this time around, and it's fantastic because it's 24 sheets, single-sided, again on that beautiful sort of pearlized paper. But look at these, the stunning, majestic unicorns on each. You're going to get 12 designs, 2 sheets of each. And as we were discussing yesterday, if you want to make quick, easy, simple cards, you're just simply taking one of these images out of the pad, aren't you? And then you're matting and layering it, popping it onto a card blank, adding a beautiful sentiment, and very quickly you've got stunning projects here. As we touched on yesterday too, and it was a great point from Craig, you know what, why not? With these, think about just buying some cheap frames, popping them into frames, decorating up, you know, a room in the house if you've got kids, grandkids who love the Majestic Unicorns, or indeed make to sell, because effectively, you know, if you have popped these into a frame, you have made something, haven't you? So there's nothing to stop you from doing that if you so wish. But you've got 24 of those in there, as I say, 12 different designs, 2 sheets of each. Also, we give you your vellum as well. So you're getting the vellum sheets which coincide and basically match up with your 12 by 12 designs. And then alongside that, We give you all of your luxury linen cardstock as well. So in here you have got 6 different colours, I should say, 4 sheets of each, and no surprise to learn that that all matches up perfectly with the colours that you've got in your vellum, your 6x6 and your 12x12. Just as a note, that bundle there is available as an individual bundle, but if you go for the Showstopper, you can also get that as your bonus buy. So you go Showstopper, which is everything else I'm about to show you as well, and then you add this one in. We'll halve that price for you if you buy it in the same basket. So it's £18 then, or $24 if you're a Platinum member. It is absolutely worthwhile getting that bonus buy bundle, and practically everyone who bought yesterday did get that. Double points, of course, as well. But what else are you going to get within your Showstopper bundle? Well, I'll show you. You're going to get your beautiful illusion film. You're getting 2 rolls of this as well. You guys know illusion film by now, that beautiful effect that it can create. You know, once you've added the heat to this, that sort of mottling of colours that you're going to get just displays sort of all the colours of the rainbow, depending on how the light hits it. Even just wiggling it for you there, you know, you can see lots of different colours coming through. 2 meters on each you're going to be getting, so plenty to play with. And if you've bought previous collections where we've had illusion film, nothing to stop you, of course, from working your illusion film into the unicorn collection as well, to create different colours and different hues and different effects. This is the die that you're going to be using on absolutely definitely your Embrace Your Inner Unicorn. So that's that fantastic edgeable. You use your illusion film paper piece if you want. Colour into that, of course, as well. There's some really magnificent dies and stamps in here. We've got rainbows in here as well, so that really cool stamp and die set, which is called Be Unique, Be Yourself, with the beautiful rainbow. You've got the cute little cloud and heart there, and then some lovely positive sentiments which you can stamp on into that die cut rainbow. Then you've got your stunning stamp and die. There is Power in Kindness, which is that beautiful unicorn. Again, go back to the launch show yesterday to see Craig demoing with, I think, all of the items within the actual Showstopper. Certainly all of the hardware was demoed right throughout the day. First project was with that beautiful stamp and die. Also, we saw Craig create a wonderful piece with this unicorn at heart. So that is that 3D embossing folder. Looks stunning there, as you can see on the gold. Craig created a project where he did an ombre effect and used multicolours to create a really wonderful, colourful 3D embossed image on a card. And again, really, really stunning and quick to work with. And then you've got all your sentiments in here too. So this one is called Born to be a Unicorn. This one's great because you get the stamped elements, and this unicorn here is actually a die cut piece. So then you can create your own sentiment from the stamps and the die included. So embrace your inner unicorn, sparkle like a unicorn, born to be a unicorn, and unicorn at heart. And then you get a set of stamps which is called simply unicorn sentiments. So follow your dreams, you are magical, have a magical day, happy birthday. You've got your little heart and the little stars down the bottom there. You've got I believe in you, and this sentiment at the top, which I absolutely love. Be a unicorn in a field full of horses. So everything I've just shown you there, plus all of the cardstock and paper, is your Showstopper. It's cheaper to buy it in one click. You get an extra 10, I think, off. £64, $92 is your platinum price on that. Showstopper, and then you get your bonus buy bundle of those extra papers as well. Everything I've just shown you too is available for you individually, so if you do want to pick and choose, you can. If you just decide maybe to come back today and pick up some more of those papers, again, you can, and it's all double points. We're giving you double points on everything, even the new launches too. Thank you, says Tracy Lewis, for answering my question. I did mean the colour blend pencils, but I appreciate all the information. And Sarah says the colours in the collection, this unicorn, are beautiful. I cannot wait to receive mine to make cards for my granddaughter. She is 6 and loves unicorns. I think that's a typical 6-year-old, isn't it? You know, if you're 6 and you don't love unicorns, what are you even doing? Right, we're going to go back to the letterpress, our 14-piece bundle for you here. Been very, very busy for this one. Just a quick question from SS as we go back. So we've talked, Craig, about the actual plates themselves. If they get stained, we can wipe those clean with a baby wipe. SS just asked, if the actual letterpress platform gets stained, how do we clean that?
So that's another good question. Just give it a wipe over. It will stain.
Yeah, okay.
It will stain, so don't worry about that. As long as you've taken that residual ink off of the platform, you'll be absolutely fine. But yes, and you'll see it with ours as well. It will stain. Nature of the beast when it comes to the incredible ink pads.
Yes. Oh, do you know what? There was one more question. Oh, I need to find it now. Let me find it. It was somebody asking about pressure of using the inks. I'll find it and I'll ask it. What we're going to come back to you with, we're up to date with requests and questions so far, so what else can we look at?
Fab, so let's have a look at samples again, and then let's show you dry letterpressing.
Okay.
And then, I was having a little bit of a play there, dry letterpressing onto mirror card using your foil press backgrounds. So if you've got your foil press backgrounds onto your mirror card, it looks exceptional. Now, of course, you can use your letterpress plates to then dry emboss onto the mirror card. But let's look at some of these samples again, give you some ideas, give you some inspiration as to what you can make. I mean, you can colour in with your metallic pens if you want to. Why not run through with the embossing afterwards with an embossed folder? You can then do your ink strips if you want to, just into the corners. Large cards, smaller cards, incorporate them with things such as your template libraries as well. You can do all of those different things if you want. You can then do cherry picking of colours, do the spot colours. You can then selective colour. There's so many ways you can do things such as gift tags or bookmarks as well in there. So start to use them. These are as if they were stamped. However, the impression is far, far more intense and accurate than you would ever get with any stamping. So let's go in with, I'm going to use bit the carbon so you can see, cotton, so you can see what it's like, cotton card included in the little box that you get, and then do the dry embossing. So if I take, let's just go in with the poppy here, Ben. So I'm going to use the poppy, and then we're just going to pop it in as normal. So it's the same steps that we've been doing previous.
Yeah.
The only difference, Ben, we're just not inking.
Right.
That is the only difference. So if I go in onto that A2, and I keep using the A2 as a guide, you don't have to. You can, of course, go with any size of card that you want. We're going to close that over, and then we're going to feed that one through. So tell you what I will also do. If I take a bit of gold, so I'm going to use the gold mirror with the foil press background, but let's just show you what it looks like once. And I know obviously it's harder to see because we've not got any ink, but it's to show you, it really is harder to see.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got there, we can just see it there.
Lovely,
so if you want
that.
to do the dry embossing, you can absolutely, or dry embossing, dry letter pressing, you can absolutely do that. So let's take that bit of gold cardstock. So if I take, and I'm just going to use the same letterpress plate for now. So let's go in with my trimmer. So I'm just going to cut this just to 5 by 7, and I'm going to pop that on into place. Now, of course, I've gone quite big. You can just go smaller. Close that over. Now, I want the deboss to be pushed through into the gold, so therefore you're having the gold face in you. Close it over and run that one through. So dry letter pressing into your cotton card, your white card, your craft card, your black card, your watercolour card, all of these cards you can absolutely do. But look at that. So
that's immense.
That, Ben, is from the showstopper into your mirror card. So that's dry letter pressing into your gold mirror card with a letterpress plate. But what about all of you that have got your foil press backgrounds?
Yes.
Look at this. So look at the detail of this floral that we've got here. So I'm going to pop that in as normal. It's not any more pressure than you would get or you would have from that. These are essentially been the same depth. So, you know, don't worry and don't panic. So what we're going to do is let's do this one, tape it down, and then we're going to close that over. We're going to then feed that one through. So I'm going to do this one and one more, and then I think we're going to take a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But if I show you this detailed one, which looks absolutely awesome, let's open that up Look at that, Ben.
That is
Look
incredible.
at that. So that is one of the most detailed foil press background plates that we had ever done. So something so detailed like that. Or what about the swirly one that we've got here?
Oh, right, okay.
Let's pop that on into here. Just going to use gold again because it's just all about the mirror that I'm wanting to show you. Let's tape that down. There's my other bit here. And tape that one down. Close it over. So now, Ben, even although many of you, like me, get lots of uses out your foil press plates, now thinking that extra lease of life that they've got, bring them in with the letterpress, and you can letterpress all of your backgrounds.
Wowee.
I mean, that's just gold card. Imagine all your other card that you're going to be getting. So, letterpress plates work within the foil press platform. The foil press stamps work within the letterpress system as well. Don't use your normal wafer thin dies. I've already explained how you can't use those, but all the other ones, absolutely, yeah, you can be using them.
Great demos. Couple of questions. Anne says, Ben and Craig, could you do it on leather? No.
I would have said no for that one. I would have said no. One, even if you were to dry emboss, it's going to be far too thick. I say emboss, letterpress, it's going to be far too thick for it to go through. Plus, you wouldn't have really any of the inks or that would stay on. I would say no because you're potentially, because of that extra thickness of leather, you could damage.
Sarah says, is it best to use the shim with the dry emboss to get a stronger impression?
You can do. I've not, as you've seen there. I've not. Maybe with a dry emboss. I'm not backtracking on what I said before, but maybe dry emboss. You might want to add in the shim. However, I haven't.
Okay, and one final one for now from SS who says, would the dry letterpress work on a holographic paper, or would that be too thick? No, as long as it's not like a mount board or something like that. Yeah.
As long as it's your standard mirror card weight, then yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could do that.
I love all these questions, everybody, and it's brilliant because that's what we're here for in these masterclasses, so that you get the very best out of this product. And listen, no question is off the table, even if you think it's the most wacky question in the world. Just ask it anyway, so that at least we know. And if you're thinking of trying something which we haven't mentioned, let's ask it. Let's get it out there, because chances are if you're thinking of something, then everybody else is thinking of it as well. So get those questions in. Any more requests? Is there anything that you want to see in the last half hour of the show? Then please fire those through. And of course, remember, the more you comment, the more chance you've got of winning our prize at the end of the show. It's World Hello Day today, so hello. Get your hellos in if you haven't said hello yet. If you've never commented on a show, let today be the first day. We would love to hear from you. More than that, though, we would love it if you get your carts and your baskets checked out. If you're picking up the letterpress bundle, maybe you're picking and choosing. Everything is available for you on the Shop the Show, however you decide to shop. And remember, it's double points for you as well, right across the show and right across the website. So we'll leave you for about 3 or 4 minutes. Get your carts and baskets checked out, and we'll come back with some final few demos on this letterpress masterclass in just a moment.
Day to day looks like, on a normal day when I'm working from home, get up, breakfast, quick phone call with my daughter, and then I'm up in the craft room and I spend all my time in the craft room. If it's spending a day with the grandkids, that's it. That's my best part of the day, just spending time with family and those gorgeous little grandkids of mine. The best part of the day when I'm at work is when I go on air, because I absolutely love it. Both. I prefer a shower in the morning. I feel fresher. I feel that I can tackle my day. However, depending on how that day's been, I also would have a double shower, so I'd have one in the morning and one at night too. Absolutely, 100% coffee. Will always be coffee, and flavoured coffee is my favourite at the moment. Dare I say, it's a full English breakfast, the full works, the beans, the tomatoes, the bacon, the sausage, and everything else that goes with a traditional English breakfast. craft along. Every day of the week. I absolutely love going through the stages from the start of a project to the end of a project. So craft along is definitely my favourite choice. I can't leave without my lipstick. It's a given thing. I once didn't have a lipstick on me and Leanne helped me out that day. Kick off the shoes, sit down for a couple of minutes, just gather my thoughts and then grab my tea.
When I'm working, it's quite busy because I have to get up really early to come into work if I'm going to be travelling from London. But otherwise, I'm quite lazy. I spend a lot of time in bed. Best part of my day is when we come in and I get to see everybody. I really enjoy being up here. It's really nice to see all my friends and this is my happy place. I do like to see everyone and also, of course, if Christina's in, I'm getting my breakfast from Christina before I start the day. Early riser without a doubt, never a night owl. I'm in bed at 9:30. Bath at night, shower in the morning. I'm very clean. Tea, the colour of He-Man. Both. I like pancakes with bacon and maple syrup. Craft along because there's always a softer side to craft along. My phone, my life is my phone. Yeah, the phone and the dog. Unless I'm coming up here and I can't bring the dog in. My favourite lunch isn't lunch. My favourite lunch is afternoon tea. That's what I'd like. Lots of selection of sandwiches, some scones, or scones, some cream and jam, and some little cakes. But I couldn't have it every day because I'd be the size of a house. Oh, that changes to the moment. My favourite song at the moment is Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. Or make myself a cup of tea and go and have a bath.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for checking out your basket. It looks amazing on the mirror card, says Chantal. And Carol G says, the demonstrations are making me want the letterpress. It is available. If you want it, jump in and grab it. There's a couple more questions which have come in, but we'll tackle those in a second. Two things that we wanted just to have a look at in the last 25 minutes and show you. So there was a question earlier about whether or not you could do it onto vellum, which we'll look at. And actually, just a few moments ago, it was SS who was saying about holographic paper. Well, during the break, Craig nipped out of the studio. We've got some holographic cardstock. We've also got some vellum, so we're going to try it, aren't we?
We are indeed, yeah. So the only vellum I could find, it was actually from one of our last craft clubs, one of the early editions, and that was the Laird Techniques. So it's got a bit of snowfall in it. So that's the one that we're going to use. And then let's go in with the Astra. So if I pop that one on into there, and then let's then pop that on. So we're just going to go on. So what's the right side? So that's the right side of the vellum. So let's, and I'm saying right side because it's printed.
Yeah.
So this is technically the right side. I'm just going to make sure that we're kind of covering it all. Let's go in, we'll just use the small one and we're going to work our way around. So what I'm doing here, and it's just something I picked up on, you said something earlier on about pressure.
Yeah.
So all that I'm doing is I'm not pushing down, I'm letting it sit on the plate and then I'm just going circular motions.
Okay.
So I'm not going very, very light, like I'm touching it, or I'm not going really, really heavy-handed. What to do? Sit it on, and then that essentially is the pressure that you want. And then once you're happy with the coverage, all that I can say is just think about your stamps, Ben. When you look at your stamps, you then know you've got enough ink on it to then stamp. That's what you're doing here. You know, I've probably spent too much time on than it actually needed, but it doesn't matter. It's only going to hold the amount that it needs. We're going to then pull that over, then we're going to then run that one through here. So that's then going to go through. That's then going to, of course, press into that vellum. Keeping in mind it's the snowfall vellum. You're just going to do the same if it's the plain. But then if we lift that one up, what we've then got, actually that looks really, really pretty.
Does it pretty?
On the snowfall that you can see there within the vellum. Then when it comes to this cardstock, this is, I think this is essentially kind of what I was explaining before. When it's a question, I can't remember, I think I said no, I can't remember what the question was now. But with this one here, Ben, the inks, they're going to kind of rub off because it is a coated. So what you could do is you could do your heat emboss afterwards. You could let it dry naturally, but it might take a wee while. But let's at least pop it on and show you anyway. So if you were to use something like your coated card, so you could either dry letterpress on this as I've done beforehand, or if you are going to use the ink, what I'm going to say is just keep in mind that with this one, you might need to pop something like your embossing powder over the top to heat set it. So let's work our way round like so. So we're just having it sat on there, then that pressure is more than adequate. Work our way round and round and round, and then what we can do is we can then close that one over. We're going to run that one through. So notice I close it over, Ben, and I don't push it down, I don't touch it.
Yeah.
Close it over, and then I let the pressure of the Gemini do its thing. We can then open it up, and then you can start to see the design.
That's a really cool effect, that.
Coming through. So it really is quite
I love
cool.
that.
So if you go back, you can see, you know, you can just make it out and no more, but then if you tilt it forward, you can obviously see that design there. So really, really smart. So yes, you can do it on vellum, foil vellum even then, and yes, you can do it onto your cardstock. They are not iridescent, what did we call it?
Holographic.
Holographic cardstock. Just need to keep in mind though, because of the actual ink pad, you might want to put an embossing powder over the top, but yes, you can absolutely do that.
Questions. Tracy Lewis says, going back to using the colour blend pencils, would the letterpress ink pads work? So if you to stamp out your image.
Yeah.
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 They would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, because either you're going to blend the pencils on their own, which is absolutely fine. If it's aqua pencils, you're going to pool with a little bit of water, which I've shown you before. Colour blend pencils, you're potentially going to be using the blending solution. Blending solution is alcohol based. Your alcohol pens you can colour, as I've shown you, no problem at all. So yes, your ink pads will be fine.
Couple more questions. Amanda Hubbard says, Ben, can you ask Craig, what happens if you're doing a name or a word that is too long to do in one pass in the letterpress? Will it mark the paper? And actually, how would you go about doing that?
So you would just then have, so that's a really good question. I'm not going to be able to do it, but what you would then do is, let's just, for ease, Ben, what I'm just going to do is, let's take the, where I was, well, I was going to start, oh, there it is. So let's say, for instance, Ben, let's just do A, B, let's do C, D, E. Let's say we want it to continue.
Yep.
So let's just very, very roughly sit them along there, A, B, C. This was a name or something that's even longer and we wanted to continue all the way along. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the alphabets, the amount that's going to fit on the letterpress.
You're struggling
platform.
now.
I'm struggling now. So what you would do, Ben, is you would take your chosen cardstock and you would do your letterpress as normal. So we would then, let's just take that on. So what you're going to end up doing, Ben, is you're still going to tape it down. So just tape it down in normal.
Yeah.
Ink up, close over, and then you're going. So now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to start
The other way
at
round.
the end of the
Yeah.
name, so that when you do it again, you can go that way.
Yes.
If you see what I mean. Because if I wanted to do FGH, I'm not able to push my card
No.
any further.
So
I'm going to have to work backwards
Yeah.
so that I can do my first lot, and then of course I can pull my card further, if that makes sense.
Does.
So yes, you're just going to have to then do it in stages.
Wow, these questions are brilliant. Crafty Chimp says, you can use the magnetic tweezers from the foil press to pick up the plates. There's a
you can.
top tip. Love that.
Great question.
And canned beans. Canned beans, who always lurked, is now full of beans, aren't you, canned beans? You're in again with the with the questions. And I like this. So she says, or he says, canned beans, I want to letterpress on black card, then colour with the new glitter paint or watercolour paints. Would I first heat emboss to achieve this, or something else?
So your black card, so what you're going to do is you're going to pop your image on,
Yeah.
and then, yes, so you're going to be using, so what I tend to do better, I know I've talked this before, but for instance, black card, I would potentially want to use a white embossing powder. So what I like to do is I would use our pure white pigment ink pad with white embossing powder. So if I'm using a yellow embossing powder, I'll tend to use a yellow ink pad just to really sharpen the colour. You don't have to, you can use the watermark. But yeah, what I would do, lay the foil press plate onto, of course, the platform, ink up with the pure white pigment, run it through my black card, sprinkle with my embossing powder, heat it, and then colour. So yeah, that's what you're going to do.
And the other one, the questions are coming in now. All things wonderful. Quick question. How close do you hold the heat tool to your card when you're embossing?
So I would maybe hold no more than an inch. I would maybe say round about 3/4 of an inch away from the card. You don't want it too close, could potentially scorch your cardstock. So yeah, if you come back, maybe roughly about an inch. But the key thing, and I always go on about it, as soon as it's melted, you move the heat tool. Don't waft it, just move it. And as it melts, you keep moving until you've completed the melted emboss.
Excellent questions, excellent answers, excellent requests, excellent demonstrations. It's just all been excellent, hasn't it? We've got about 15 minutes left. Last chance saloon to ask a question or to say hello. And of course, at the end of the show, we will be giving away that prize for you too. But let me just remind you, everything that you've got within your bundle, everything is available individually. That's the first thing to say. And we've also created smaller bundles for you too. So shop the day for all of those. However, the most popular option again today has been the whole LetterPress bundle. The only thing that you don't get is the extra ink pads, which I can show you in just a second. But if you go for the LetterPress bundle, you'll get the LetterPress. Within that LetterPress box, you will receive your tape for taping your plates down. You will receive the small black ink pad. So this is the ink which has specifically been designed to work the best with your LetterPress non-smear, of course, and just going to give you that crisp, beautiful image each and every time. You've then got the plate here, which is going to be in the box. So you've got that flower, and you've also got the with love and hello friend in there too. So that is the content of your box. And then alongside that, we're basically putting in the two other accessory bundles that we've got available for you. The first one is all of these amazing plates. So all beautiful florals. And again, using these in conjunction with your letterpress, you get that crisp, clean image, and then that beautiful debossed effect as well. It is stunning. Obviously, you can see how crisp and clean that is. And you appreciate just how beautiful the deboss is until you've got this home and you've been working with it for yourself. So you've got a rose. You've then got your Aster or Astra, and then you've also got that beautiful poppy in there too. There is one other flower, I think, which is hiding away somewhere. Yes, there it is. The other flower plate you've got are your blossoming daisies. Then within that set, we give you a whole host of plates which give you wonderful sentiments which you can build up. You've got, Craig's just fallen over there, just fallen over. You've got with love, always and forever. You've got with love and hugs. Then you get the thank you. So again, beautiful font on that one, which you can team up with. Thank you so very much. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. And then lastly, with your sentiments here is just a note from me to you, and just a note to say, hello. Then you're going to get your uppercase tickers and your lowercase tickers. These are brilliant because, again, you get all of these different sentiments for all sorts of different occasions, and you get the die then to be able to cut those out onto those really cool banners. So one pass will cut out all of those and all of those. You've got, for my fabulous friend, you are so loved, so happy for you. This calls for a celebration. Happy birthday to you, and with all my love. And then you've got just to say, the best is yet to come. Enjoy your special day, thinking of you, congratulations, and for my amazing friend. So that's included in the showstopper, and that also makes up your essentials bundle. And then the other bundle that we have available individually, which is also in this showstopper, is your alphabet. And this has got, I mean, if you're picking and choosing, you're probably going to get the LetterPress, obviously. You're going to maybe choose a couple of floral plates, aren't you? But you've got to go for the alphabet, because this gives you the ability to be able to personalise all of your projects, whether it is cards, whether it is invitations, whether you're doing monograms, whether you're doing place settings for the Christmas table, whether you're personalising crackers for Christmas, whether you're doing wedding stationery, wedding invites, day-to-day cards, whatever it might be. You need to have an alphabet in your life, and why not get this? Because you've got the beautiful detailed alphabet here, so you've got all of the 26 letters plus your ampersand with that beautiful detail, and then you've also got the uppercase alphabet. So as we showed you earlier in the show, you can team these up. Go back and watch, it's probably around about, I don't know, an hour or so ago, where Craig was creating this beautiful pen with the extravagant B and then the E in the end from the lowercase. Really simple to do with your letterpress, just making sure that you're lining up those letters onto your lines on the actual press itself, and then you can get a really exact, precise print of your names. You've got the uppercase, and then there's that lowercase there as well. So again, with all the 26 letters, and you get the ampersand for the second time over too. So that is everything in the actual bundle itself. Remember, you get double points on this as well. So the only difference really, to how you got this at birthday is the fact you don't get the extra cotton card which we gave you in the bundle, but you get that within your letterpress box anyway. So you get a selection of that available. It's $149.60. That's the platinum price. It's $188 platinum. That, of course, is your free shipping as well. And as we said, double points. The only other thing to quickly show you is the ink pads. So these are, again, the only other thing that you would really add in if you've gone for the bundle. You get the small black ink pad within your letterpress box, but it might be worth just popping this in as well for an extra £13, extra $20. We'll give you the ink pad in the forest green. You've got your big jet black there, and then you've also got that beautiful regal purple. So if budget allows today, that is definitely worth popping in alongside your letterpress bundle. We've got about 7 or 8 minutes left before we announce our winner in this show. Up to date on the questions and the requests. So is there anything in particular you want to show us, Craig, before we go?
Well, I was going to go back to the basics again, but however, off the back of that question, Ben, with the black card and heat embossing, shall we do it?
Why not?
Let's do it.
We can.
Right. So I'm going to go in with the poppy. So let's go in and let's pop our plate into position as we would normally do. Let's do our black card as well. So let's find the end, and then we're going to tape this down. So let's tape that down into place. So I'm going to roughly centralise that in the middle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take an anti-static bag.
Yeah.
Now we're just treating this as if we are heat embossing with a stamp. And that's the great thing, Ben. These sorts of techniques, you're just following what you would already do anyway.
Yeah.
So what I was saying before, so I've got just a white embossing powder. And what I was saying before, if I am using a colour, then I try and use the coordinated colour within the ink pad, just to intensify it. You don't have to, of course. You could just be using your watermark. That still works exactly the same. But I always find if you are using a certain colour or a certain shade, all that it's doing is just intensifying. Now we're treating this ink pad the same way we would do with the dye ink pad that you get included. So I'm just going to go round in circles here, making sure that I've got a nice coverage. And then we're just going to then close that one over as we're doing. Nothing different at the moment. The only difference, well, nothing different, that makes no sense. Nothing different at the moment. The only difference, nothing different, but what we're doing is we've just used that pure white pigment ink pad. We're going to open that up so we can see the impression with the pigment, that white pigment. So I'm going to move that one out the way. And then let's take my white embossing powder, and then we're just going to then sprinkle that on. So let's go over the top there, tap that, and now we can see that beautiful design. How gorgeous does that look?
It does look amazing.
And even now, that's just not even heat embossed.
No, before you've even set it, yeah.
So let's then just tap any excess off. So this is where maybe round about an inch from the card, we're going to then get that going. So once that starts to melt, we're then going to start to travel. So you see it go incredibly bright, and then we're just working our way, we're traveling. So to start with, it takes a wee moment just to get started, and then you find that the heat starts to build up, and it kind of naturally just automatically starts to melt underneath. So work our way side to side, no wafting, keeping it still, moving, traveling, and then as we start to get to the bottom, we can then start to finish off. Now we're doing the whole lot exactly the same.
Yeah.
Hover over the top, let it melt. Then when it gets to the bottom, what I like to do is, because it's fully melted, Ben, at this point, I like just to give a little bit of a waft.
A wee waft.
A wee waft. We're going to turn that off for now.
Okay.
And then we've got that phenomenal emboss. However, Ben, let's bring these in. Let's go in with our glitter paints. And then what we're going to do is let's go with the red tulip, and we're just going to really, really generously activate it. Now, I'm not spritzing it all, Ben, because I'm only using this one. So I don't want to activate them all, spritz them all. So let's just get going, start to get that colour. Now, of course, it will go over the white, but then the white, because it's water-based, will resist. So if I then keep going on now, at the moment it's not going to look much to you guys, but what happens is once I start to tilt it towards you, you're going to see that incredible red and that kind of shimmer with the glitter. So I'm just also, what I'm going to do, I wouldn't usually do this, but just for time, what I'm doing is I'm just going to give that a light waft. And the reason being, Ben, is I'm just going to take a bit of kitchen roll, microfiber cloth, and I'm just going to take that excess off the white emboss. Now, if that was fully dry, if that was fully wet on the card, I'd start to smear and smudge that. But I'm not sure if we can see the glitter. Oh, look, we can just look at that. Look at that.
Oh, yes.
How fab is that, Ben?
Incredible.
So the outline, yes, you can emboss. The outline will resist, and then if you're going in with your glitter paints, of course, you will still get that sparkle, and you can do it onto your white or watercolour card as well.
What a great show this has been. Elaine Roundtree's wondering, where did the snow vellum come from? What collection? Can you remember? What did you say?
So that was from our craft club. That was the Laird technique, so it's one of the early editions.
Paul Prince ×4 says, good morning to everyone. I will need to watch this show start to finish as I love the letterpress. It is the show to save. I mean, the two best shows really were the launch and then this one. But of course, you know, as we said, with the launch, it was busy. You know, there were lots of stock updates, lots of interruptions. So we probably could have got through more as far as education is concerned in that show. But there was lots there, so do watch it, do go back to it, but also save this show. Best way to do that is to subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can create your own playlist, favourite your videos. You guys know what to do. But this is certainly one to keep to come back to, because we have covered off a lot over the course of this show. Thank you, Craig, says, all things wonderful, for answering my question. Very much appreciated. And Doris A says, great demonstrations. Just before we give you a quick heads up as to what's coming tonight, let's give away our prize. It was World Hello Day today. Thank you for all of the hellos that you gave us, and the howdies, and the guten tags, and the bonjours, and the whatever Doreen sent, which I can't remember now in Dutch, but we appreciated all of them. Thank you so much. We have selected a winner at random. Hey! And the winner on this show is... Canned beans!
Yay!
We love canned beans.
Hot or cold?
What's your favourite can of canned beans, though? Is it baked beans, normal beans, or what? I like a can of kidney beans.
Oh, I like some broad beans.
Oh, broad beans,
broad
yeah.
beans. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but baked beans.
Baked beans.
Cold baked beans straight out of the can?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, baked beans on toast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, comfort food, that, isn't it? Anyway, canned beans, whatever your real name is, congratulations. Message us, please, ctvprizes@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and we will get this prize sent out to you on World Hello Day. And that is us done but not done. We are going to be back tonight live at 5. We've got craft along. We've got Cartload coming away tonight. I can tell you we've got star buys tonight. We've got one deal coming up this evening if you're in need of storage where you can pick up a selection of buddy bags if you're platinum for under £3 a bag. I mean, that is an incredible deal. We've got storage for you. The stack and storage box with essentials is back on an incredible buy for you. We have got Spring Fairy on a brilliant deal, Hydrangea on a brilliant deal. We've also got a section called Grab a Bargain with items up to 70% off. Alongside that, we have got Gilding Flakes on a half-price deal. We've got the confetti cutting dies on a half-price deal. We've got a masks collection with over 50% off. And we've got a whole host of individuals on that show with over 70% off. So you should basically join us in that show and shop ahead on the web. All the deals are there. It's not really one of those shows where we drop in deals halfway through. Everything is there now. So if you feel like you want to beat the rush, which will inevitably happen later on, get in now, grab your deals, and you can come back and watch the mayhem ensue with me and Craig a little bit later on. Thank you, Craig, so much. That's been such a brilliant show, and as ever, educational and inspirational, so thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah, it's nice to see and show all these different things that you can do, and if you do any of them, pop them on social, tag Ben, tag me, it'll be good to see.
Excellent stuff. We'll see Craig in 3 hours' time with me for Cartload. Look forward to it. Until then,
toodles.